Blue Lock's manga is filled with tons of incredible moments that help build and shape each of the characters we know today. However, within a separate extension of the series, we see the moments that led to our characters finding their passions. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at the Blue Lock light novels, where we get to see the characters' backstories and motivations to play football and why they end up joining the Blue Lock project. Today's subject, Chigiri Hyoma, the Red Panther, Blue Lock's pretty boy. The light novel, Black Cat. Chapter 1, Pretty Boy. The chapter starts in the Blue Lock building, with 300 of the most promising players in Japan. In this group of 300, there is a player standing on the wall who is an athlete with a slender figure and shoulder-length red hair, and a pretty face that could easily get him confused with a girl at first sight. Some people started to yap about him. "What's that girly-looking guy doing here?" someone snickered. He must have thought this is an idol audition. However, those who talk down and underestimate him would later be kicked around in Blue Lock. Despite his pretty appearance, this person is a true egoist on the inside and a natural-born striker who is more aggressive than anyone else on the pitch. The speedster, Chigiri Hyoma. From the rock bottom of despair to the Blue Lock's fastest runner, this is the origins of Chigiri Hyoma. Chapter 2, Impertinent. April, on the grounds of Lekasut Tech, a scene typical of sports club was unfolding. Listen up, newbies. Our club is a regular at the Nationals and we're its double aces. We're the Wanima brothers. You better respect your amazing seniors. That's what my big bro says. The Wanima brothers are the twin aces of Lekasut Tech, with their weapon being their perfect sense of distance, timing and movement, and cooperative play. They were the main attacking force. Excuse me? A first year in the front row raised his hand. "I came here to win the Nationals and make a name for myself. Can we get rid of this unproductive hierarchy thing?" Chigiri decided to stand up against this hierarchy. He decided that the A should be the person with the greatest weapon. He wanted to fight for his spot. The two brothers accepted. However, the match was over in an instant. Chigiri ran through them and beat them in an overwhelming defeat for the twins. It doesn't matter if you're a senior or not, it's all about abilities. That's what Chigiri is thinking. Chigiri is a natural fast runner. Moreover, he's got soccer skills. The coach saw value in Chigiri's talent, decided to focus the team around Chigiri and his speed. The two twins said for Chigiri not to get ahead of himself just because the coach decided he liked him. However, the Wanima brothers had to admit he's an outstanding talent. He started to play football seriously when he was 6 years old. He loved running, but he would never forget the first time he dribbled past somebody while playing football. Chigiri's body accelerated from that moment on, dribbling past one opponent after another. Soccer became everything to him. Chigiri thinks to himself, "I will make it to the Nationals, represent Japan, and go to win the World Cup. Then I will be the best striker in the world." Chigiri's philosophy is, this world, there are those who are talented and those who are not. It is because of his strong pride that he is able to carry himself without wavering, no matter what anybody says. Chigiri believed in his own talent more than anybody else. Chapter 3, Karinto Manju. The name of Chapter 3 means crunchy buns with red bean paste. This is also Chigiri's favourite food. On the way home, he felt someone calling him. He saw an empty house that looked abandoned. No one lives there, only the weeds are sprouting lively. Cat could be heard meowing. Chigiri sliced the door open. On the other side was a black cat with golden eyes. It stared at Chigiri and meowed again. "What's this? Are you hungry?" Chigiri looks through his pockets and finds a Karinto Manju. He has it in his pocket due to it being his favourite food. The manju is deep fried so its shell is crispy and delicious. It's the only snack he buys at the convenience store. He calls the cat over. He crouched down in front of the black cat and gently held out a Karinto manju in front of it. It was probably a stray cat since it wasn't wearing a collar. It's pitch black and its golden eyes are mystical. It is staring at the manju with those eyes. "Don't be shy, you can eat it." It's perfectly round. Black pupils are so cute. That's what Chigiri thought. Scratch. Chigiri says, "Ouch." Chigiri was startled by the scratch that he dropped his Karinto manju. The black cat snatched it up with its mouth and cleverly climbed up the roof on the vacant house. It started to look down at Chigiri. He began to eat the manju. He was taken aback by its audacity. Chigiri says, "Ha, you got me." Cat eats the manju as though it's entitled to it. Chigiri thinks the cat is acting like a snob and that it's only good at being cute. Chigiri tried to call the cat, but it just meowed like it was annoyed. It was as though it was saying, "Shut up." It's cheeky but somewhat curious. Chigiri says, "You better remember me. I'll be back tomorrow." While lightly stroking his scratches, Chigiri left. Chapter 4, Soccer and Black Cat. The older Wanima brother was in a bad mood. Older Wanima brother had eyebrows shaped like a crocodile, while his younger brother had crocodile shaped shaved on his side. They are angry. The reason is because Chigiri is disrespecting his seniors. as it is customary for the first years to assemble before practice and bow down to their seniors. Fun fact, Onima's surname actually means crocodile or alligator. Other first years bend over to greet their seniors, but Chigiri simply says, yo. Older Onima brother says, if you keep acting up, you'll bring discredit upon yourself. Chigiri, respect your seniors. You're only good at being fast. That's what my brother says. Interpreter, the younger Onima brother, is also furious, but Chigiri is not bothered at all. Chigiri says, yeah right, it's not that I disrespect you, it's just that I'm the one scoring the goals, and I'm the one who's boosting up this team's results. Chigiri is right. Ever since Chigiri joined the club, the team has won a series of consecutive victories, and Chigiri has scored most of the points. While playing, the opponents have no option but to focus on his super fast cuts. The only other famous forward in high school soccer in his prefecture is Kagoshima Titan God Warrior Shiguma. Right, I'm getting better results than him. Actually a character we see in the second selection. Don't get cocky, my big bro said. No matter how much the Onima brothers talk back, Chigiri is the better player when it comes to football, and they need him if they want to go to nationals. Senior or not, it doesn't matter, I'm just playing my own soccer. Chigiri just practices. Chigiri goes to the cat after practice, brings another manju to him. Chigiri says, in this world, there are those who are talented and those who are not. He knows that the cat doesn't understand him when he talks to it, but he feels like it's better than talking to the Onima brothers. The two brothers definitely annoy Chigiri so much. Chigiri says he has the talent. Chigiri believes use your talents to the fullest is what life is all about, and for him, that means running and winning. I was born to prove that gift. That's why. Ouch! As Chigiri tried to stroke the cat, it sank its teeth and bit his finger. That hurts. What the hell? I'm not giving it to you. When Chigiri got mad, it quickly ran away over the wall. It was watching Chigiri from a distance. It doesn't allow him to touch it. It only wants to be fed. He's fine, come on, I'll give you some manju if you come here. The cat is spoiled. When Chigiri showed him the manju, it came waltzing back. How selfish. Chigiri played with the cat, teasing him with the manju. So the cat got annoyed and started growling. Don't be angry. Here, eat up. I'm gonna be the best in the world. I'm gonna be the best striker in the world. You can brag that you got a manju from someone like that. Well then, see ya. He made feeding the cat a routine he would do daily. Chapter 5, Glory. The days went by until comes fall and the qualifying rounds for the prefecturals begin. Even though he's a first year, Chigiri as the ace performed well. Now there is no match for Lakazote Tech. The club won through individual ability rather than coordination or teamwork due to his incredible speed. Due to Chigiri's amazing individual performance, he overshadows the Onima brothers and got his name in the news. Headlines read, Tournament's dark horse, Lako Tech, MVP, Chigiri. Another one reads, Lako Tech's undefeated hat-trick, Chigiri Hyoma. Local media mark this amazing new high school star. If he continues to do well, he may become a super rookie in the nationals. After a match, many reporters surrounded him. Chigiri says he doesn't have time to be standing still in the prefectural qualifying rounds. What he's aiming for is the nationals, and after that, even further, the World Cup. People start to call him a genius. His good looks also attract female fans. Chigiri was at the top. However, no matter how much clamour was made, Chigiri never got carried away. He was not playing football for the sake of his team or his friends, much less to be the centre of attention. He truly believes that his future self will become the world's best striker. That's why he's running. Chapter 6, Setback. Quarterfinals of the preliminary rounds of the Kagoshima Prefectural Tournament. The match was especially dominated by Chigiri. He ran through the other team. Now, let's go to the nationals and win, to represent Japan, then to the World Cup. Firmly hitting the ground, he's going faster and faster. Each time he overtakes someone, he feels more and more excited. To be able to surpass them with these legs of mine, only I have been bestowed with such euphoria. I have the talent to be the best in the world. I am Chigiri Hyoma. Chigiri lets himself be carried away by the pleasure of running. No one can keep up. There's nothing but the goal in front of him. It's the best feeling he has ever had. He'll shoot, but the moment he plants his foot on the ground, snap! There is a sound, then follows an intense pain and discomfort in his right knee. He falls. Chigiri loses all his strength. Chigiri doesn't know what happened. Whistling, screaming from the audience, the referee and his teammates gather around. Something was wrong with his right leg. His world turned upside down. He was rushed to the hospital, but his diagnosis was cruel. ACL in your right knee is torn, but if it ends up being torn again? The doctor paused for a moment. We believe it will be very difficult for you to continue to live as a soccer player. everything went black. As a player, it was a fatal injury. First of all, you need to be able to walk. Torn ACL on his right knee itself can be repaired by surgery. It takes time, but in most cases, it can't be repaired to the point where the patient can go about their daily life without difficulty. However, when it came to tackling sports, it is a completely different story. If it gets torn again, his life as an athlete is over. If that happens, he will never reach the best in the world. Chigiri has the surgery and rests for several weeks. When he got back to school for the first time in a long time, he realised that his world had completely changed. Fans and the media that he once knew had left. All that remained was a large scar on his right knee. Chigiri, the club, lost that game and did not make it to nationals, and their soccer team had already begun practicing under a new system, with the two Wanima brothers at its centre. Chigiri couldn't walk, yet alone run. The Wanima brothers took this opportunity to make fun of him. They called him worthless. Now he had lost his ability to run. Mercilessly, he broke Chigiri's heart. After that, he went into a long rehabilitation period. ACL took about 8 months to return to normal because he lost muscle strength due to living with his knee protected. Chigiri's days of running around freely had been replaced days of dull muscle training. He made a recovery and was able to stand without crutches. Little by little, he was able to run and his muscles regained enough strength. The doctor finally gave him permission to return to the soccer club. He was in his second year. It had been a long time since he had been on the field and a long time since he had worn his soccer cleats. However, the once explosive speed wasn't the same. Chigiri was unable to return to his former shine. The Wanima brothers had no worries about losing the ace position. It's frustrating, but he can't run. He can't run as fast as he can. A heavy chain is wrapped around his knee and he can't move it as if it was locked. His wound had completely healed. He had also the doctor's permission, and yet he couldn't run like he used to. Damn it, damn it, damn it all. Playing football after a long time overwhelmed Chigiri more than his rehabilitation. Chapter 7. Anguish. Chigiri had stopped going to his club activities. After school he would go straight home. He had not handed in his withdrawal form for the club, but it was as if he had left and quit. Neither the coach nor his teammates said anything. No, there was only those two guys relentlessly pestering him. No matter how much he was mocked, Chigiri couldn't say anything back. The girls who used to surround him and his classmates who used to flatter him, everyone had gone away. Alone, he walks with his head down on the way home. He hears a familiar sound. Chigiri looked up and saw the empty house. Before he knew it, how long had it been since the last time he met the black cat? Chigiri doesn't have any food on him. Chigiri says to the cat, "I'm no use to you." "Well, I guess you're right." The black cat kept looking sideways even as he crouched down beside it. "I got injured. I've been absent from the club activities for a long time." When he spoke, the black cat's eyes fluttered. "My leg is healed. I worked really hard on my rehab, but you know what?" For Chigiri, it was hard to put the rest of the story into words. "I have never yet been able to run for real." Chigiri lived his whole life thinking that talent was everything, and now everything was about to be destroyed. "I'm not scared of breaking my leg." What the younger Wanima brother said may be true, but it's not. "If it breaks again, I won't be able to play football anymore. I'm afraid that football will be taken away from me. That I won't be able to be myself anymore." If he can't run, he's worthless because he knows that, and that's why he's afraid of running. That thought keeps his right leg in a chain. "I've lived my whole life thinking that talent is everything to me." Feelings are feelings that he couldn't tell anyone. For some reason, only tell them to the black cat. He looked down and closed his eyelids, then tears fell to the ground. Before he knew it, he was crying. When he opened his eyelids, he was met with the black cat's golden eyes. Chigiri laughs and asks, "What's with you? I don't have any food for you." Maybe a whim of the lofty, willful cat, but still he's happy. He gently pets the black cat's head. It neither bites him nor scratches him. The black cat wiggles comfortably, closes its eyes, and sits by Chigiri's side. The cat finally let Chigiri pet him. "This is the first time I've touched you, but you're so soft." It has shiny fur and a soft, warm back. Chigiri feels calmer. The black cat quietly lets Chigiri pet it until he was satisfied. Chapter 8. Invitation. When he got back home, it was already late. Chigiri's mother greeted him with relief on his face. With Chigiri suffering from the bomb in his right knee, his mother is always worried about him. His mother says, "Welcome back, Hyoma. By the way," hesitantly, she holds out a white envelope. "Special training program." Chigiri hadn't played a single game since last year's prefectural qualifiers. In fact, he's not playing soccer decently. What in the world were the criteria for his selection in the special training program? Did they not know about his injuries? "You don't have to force yourself if you're not ready," Chigiri's mother said to him. Chigiri decided that he will go. He thinks the black cat might have brought him this fortunate opportunity. It was a solo trip from Kagoshima to Tokyo. His shoulder-length red hair was fluttering in the morning breeze. He hadn't cut it since he stopped going to club activities. He left a little early and headed for the empty house. He wasn't sure if he would be able to see the black cat. However, fortunately the black cat was still there. It was on a concrete wall, wagging its tail tardedly. He called out to it, but it didn't come near him. It did that day. This distance is just right. Chigiri says to the cat, "I'll be gone for a while. After a long time, I'll play soccer. I still haven't found a reason to fight on yet, but I feel like I'll regret if I don't go here." Chigiri asks the cat a question. "If I told you I was going to look for a reason to give up on my dream, would you be disappointed?" Instead of replying, the cat yawned loudly in return. Chigiri is afraid of losing his dream. Dreams of becoming the world's best striker. For Chigiri, it's unbearably frightening, but Chigiri was willing to face those fears and those feelings. Even if he goes to Tokyo, he won't be able to play like he used to, but still, if he runs anyway, he will regret it. To give up, he has to move forward. "Hey, look over here." Chigiri gives a manju he had brought yesterday to the cat, and the cat quickly runs up to get it. Chigiri says, "As I thought, I'm not worth anything if I don't have this." The black cat stretches its neck and quickly glances at Chigiri. He thought it was about to scratch him, but for the first time, the black cat ate directly from his hands. Chigiri decided that he would play football for one last time. He called out to the black cat on the roof, was already preoccupied by the manju, still indifferent. Then, "See you around." Black cat with its eyes half closed saw him off. Then it let out a small purr. Meow. Good luck, future striker. Chapter 9. Resolve. In Blue Lock's monitor room, Jinpachi, Ego, and Terry Henry selecting 300 players to be summoned. The walls filled with numbers of displays showing footage of the players' games. The selection of the players were based on his own judgment and biases of Ego, while the data management job was Henry's. Finally get to see why Chigiri was chosen. Henry says, "I'm not sure if I should show you this video. It might be useless." Ego says, "Just show it to me." Henry says he doesn't have any data for this year. He hasn't played in any matches, only the prefectural qualifiers from last tournament. And in the middle of the match, Ego interrupts and says, "Quick." As usual, he's not listening to anyone. Henry had no choice but to play the footage of the next player, Chigiri Hyoma. The match was from last year's prefectural qualifiers. From the beginning, it was Chigiri's stage by himself. He was just so fast and egotistic. Once he had the ball, he didn't pass. Accelerated all the way to the goal. He was the leading actor and everyone else was a supporting character. His ego-driven, selfish playstyle seemed more suitable for Blue Lock than any other player he had seen. However, the moment when he was about to shoot, after overtaking the defender one after another, Chigiri falls down and the match is interrupted. Something strange happened to his right knee, probably an injury to his ACL. As he was being carried away by the stretcher, Henry stopped the video. Ego says, he screwed up. Henry says, "I don't know the details, but he hasn't played in any practice matches since then. I think his rehabilitation period is over. In other words, it was a fatal injury." "Something psychological then." "Huh?" Henry says. "No matter how much you take care of it, when the body breaks, it breaks, but the mind is different. There are moments when you have to put the final nail in your own coffin. Is that sports psychology?" "No, my own pet theory." "What is that?" "Henry, call this guy in." Henry isn't sure if she heard Ego properly. Win or lose, live or die, only in extreme conditions can Ego be nurtured. Henry-chan, if he comes to Blue Lock, it might mean he accepts it. Live or die. What if he doesn't make it past the verge of death? Perhaps this kid Chigiri Hyoma will be unable to play soccer for the rest of his life. Perhaps he will give up on sports itself. However, Ego knows better than anyone else. If he comes to Blue Lock, that means he has resolve. Well, if only he still had some heat left in him. Next to that coldly laughing Ego, Henry ticked the invite box. Ego is a scary guy. His reasoning is always solid. Anyway, that was the final chapter. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.